Not all snacks in the Wizarding world are magical. We're off to find the best and worst Harry Potter snacks. Hey everybody, I'm here at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Orlando, and I will be eating the most popular snacks in both here in Diagon Alley and over in Hogsmeade, and ranking them from as delicious as Molly Weasley's cooking to as disgusting as Troll Boagies. I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited. We have a lot of treats ahead. Throughout today's journey, like I said, I'm going to be headed to both sides of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter here at Universal. One thing I would like to note though is I'm not going to be doing any kind of basic snacks. So like cupcakes, fudge, things that are snacks you can get anywhere but just decorated Harry Potter, we're going to be skipping. We're going to be focusing more on the exclusive treats that are unique to inside the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I'm also not going to be doing anything from the restaurant, so the Leaky Cauldron here in Diagon Alley or the Three Broomsticks over at Hogsmeade. Those are more of meals, sit-down restaurants, so we're focusing just on snacks, which are mostly sweets today. Ugh, I just love it here in Diagon Alley. This is my favorite theme park land in the entire world. And we are making our first of several stops into Sugar Plums, which is the candy shop here. It's not as well known as Honeydukes over at Islands of Adventure in Hogsmeade, but you know we're going in there as well. However, they do serve a lot of the same things, so if you're only in this park or on this side, you can get a lot of your favorite wizarding sweets. For the most part, I will be skipping like the packaged candies as well, because most of them are just candy but packaged very fun. We are going to make one exception to that rule. I'm sure you can guess which one it is. But I would like to shout out an honorable mention before we get into our official list, and that's for the chocolate frog. I didn't include it on this list because it's literally just a chunk of milk chocolate shaped like a frog, but it's really fun to get the different cards, making it a good collectible as well as a treat. But there's nothing that exciting about the chocolate frog itself. Much like Ron says in Sorcerer's Stone, it's the cards you want. And they do have a bunch of cards that you can get. But we can't put this off any longer. It's time to get the worst snack on our list. What could it possibly be? Say hello to the first item on our list, the number 10, the worst spot on the list, no melt ice cream. You can get this inside both Honeydukes and Sugar Plums, but they sometimes have different flavors. For example, at Sugar Plums, this is Love Potion flavor because they're right next to Weasley Wizard Wheezes, so they can borrow the Love Potion from Fred and George. It is actually honey rose flavored. They also had caramel apple, chocolate, and vanilla, and I'm going to let you know what it is right now. I bet you can guess. It's literally just a cup of frosting. Come on. Hard rock. I don't recommend going far. If we went over there, then maybe. If you're 6, this is a dream come true. But you know what tastes the exact same? A can of Duncan Hines. Half the price. It's probably BOGO at the grocery store right now. It's fine. It tastes good. It tastes like frosting. But one person would get sick eating this whole thing. It's just sugary, super sweet frosting. And there's so many good treats here. Just saying it. The little beads, though, are Sixlets, which is one of my favorite candies. They're very underrated. If you know what Sixlets are, drop it in the comments. They come in the little tubes. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, but not. I got a bag of those in my Easter basket, so not worth this. It's time for our first visit to Honeydukes on the list to get the next treat. Honeydukes is the most famous of candy locations in the Harry Potter universe. Located in Hogsmeade, it's where all of the students would get their sweets on their little Hogsmeade day trips. Because you know, like 13-year-olds, if they're loose in a candy store with money, they're just going to buy sugar. So this first treat on the list is like almost completely sugar. I absolutely adore the aesthetic in here. It's the green and the pink, and it's so colorful and whimsical. And it's just these big apothecary jars full of candy, which I literally have apothecary jars in my house too, but somehow it feels wizardy and magical to be in here with them. Here at the Honeydukes Bakery case, you can see it's a little bit bigger than the one over at Sugar Plums, but also don't forget most things you can get both places. However, things can sell out, and they tend to sell out more over at Sugar Plums just because it's a little bit smaller. Now that we got our first of several Honeydukes treats, we're going to go to my secret treat spot so that we're out of the way, can eat our treats where it's a little quieter. Come with me now. We're going to go on the back side of the Three Broomsticks, on the back side of Honeydukes. Look at this. This is my secret treat spot. It's got a cute little window, so you can still take cute pictures if you want. You can hear the dishes magically washing themselves. It's also got this Honeyduke's wall. And pretty much the only people that ever come back here are team members going on and off stage. Here it is, the Cauldron cake. Look how messy it is, and I haven't even eaten it yet. It comes in a cute little box, I will say that. And this little like silicone cauldron, you do get to keep that. So it's kind of like a take-home, I guess. I don't know what you could use it for. You could think of something. Let me know in the comments what you'd use that for. But that's all frosting. And let's get into this cake. Okay, I'm gonna try and not, knock this to the ground. Oh gosh, okay. Look at that. Anything colorful, that's frosting. The chocolate is the cake, so the ratio. You know who would love this? My friend AJ from Disney Food Blog, because she loves frosting. And that is 75% frosting. Really sugary, grainy, good frosting. Too much. It's too much frosting. The cake is good. The cake is moist, good chocolate cake. It's good frosting. It is essentially a cupcake shoved into that little cauldron. It's an 11-year-old's dream. It is a dentist nightmare. Not for me as someone who doesn't like sickly, over-the-top, sweet, grainy, can feel yourself getting a cavity frosting. But if you are that kind of person, maybe you'll enjoy this one. But for me, there's more unique flavors and there's better tasting treats, and it's really, really messy, as you can see. So for me, not worth the high cost for this one. But I am gonna save this because it does come with a little box, and I'm seeing AJ soon, so I'm gonna bring it to her. Surprise! We're going back to sugar plums for this next treat. And this treat scientifically could be absolutely the worst thing you ever put in your mouth, or maybe the best, or at least not terrible. But the fun of it is why it ranks higher than some of the others. That's right, friends. It's time for Bertie Bott's Every Flavor Beans. Oh my gosh, look at this Bertie Bott's ornament. Do I need this? That one's so cute. The chocolate frog one is so cute. Oh, there's also like a flat Bertie Bott's and like flat chocolate frogs. Oh, that's a keychain. That's an ornament. And I also love the chocolate frog card, holographic card ornaments. They have all 4 houses. That is very fun. But again, we're skipping most of these sweets because while they're really fun and delicious, things like the sugar krills, those are just lollipops. Like the fudge flies are basically just fudge candies. I will say the fizzing Whizbees are the other one that I really enjoy because they're like Pop Rocks inside chocolate. But certainly the most unique of the packaged candies is the one we're getting. It's time, friends, for Bertie Bott's Every Flavored Beans. And when they say every flavor, they mean every flavor. George swears he got a bogey flavored one once. There's ordinary flavors like peppermint and chocolate, but there's also liver and tripe. Literally, there's like delicious jelly bean flavor and there's also booger. That's why these are not higher or lower, because they're fun. It's a gamble. Could be delicious, it could be a nightmare. All right, so there's the beans. I've ripped open the little package. There is a little guide down at the bottom. There's a little piece of paper that tells you what flavors are what based on the colors. But you know what? I like to roll the dice and go a little more roulette style and just start eating them and see what happens. Okay, I texted my team and I said, how many should I eat? And they said, keep eating until you get 3 bad ones. So here we go. This green one, watermelon. Yellow one, lemon. We're doing great. Light green. Apple. It's making the inevitable more scary. This questionable orange one is scaring me. There's gotta be vomit or earwax. I'll look at the paper at the end. Oh my god. It's lingering. It's lingering. Let's hope this is apple to wash it down. Still apple. Okay. And this is watermelon again. So far the ratio to bad to good is very in my favor. Oh, banana. Artificial banana. It's horrible. Might as well be earwax. Alright. I think this is watermelon again to wash it down. I think this yellow spotted one is buttered popcorn, which is my favorite. I'm pretty sure that's rotten egg. Okay, one more bad one. Alright, but this is cherry. Wash down that rotten egg with a little cherry. Oh my god, what is that? Is that dog food? Okay, that's 3 bad ones. Alright, here's that guide I was talking about. So, yeah, it was rotten egg, earthworm, that was the last one that was so terrible, and yeah, vomit. Vomit, rotten egg, and earthworm are the 3 gross ones I had. But as you can see, you could also have booger, earwax, soap, pepper, dirt, sausage, grass. So fun. So fun. You should do this. It is fun in the sense that it's a fun game to play with your friends and family. And it's a really fun activity to do while waiting in line. Like while you're waiting in that long Hagrid's line, play with the Bertie beans and see what flavors you all get. But the earthworm one is disgusting. Or rotten egg. One of those two. They're foul. But that's why this didn't rank higher or lower. Because it's fun and iconic, but also terrible. Hey, surprise. We're going back into sugar plums for this next one. Most of these snacks can be acquired in sugar plums and or honeydukes, if you haven't been able to tell. I just tried to mix it up, so I was personally walking into different shops, you know. I didn't have to just buy 6 things at each shop at a time. Say hello to our next treat. This is the pumpkin cake. This one is a little pumpkin cake, and then it's topped with a citrus frosting, and it has a little licorice stem, and it's adorable. As you can see, it's 2 mini bunt, like pumpkin bunt cake loaf things. I'd call it like a pumpkin bread. And then it's all coated in this citrus glaze. If you couldn't tell, we're in the good snacks now. The top 3 were ones I personally don't recommend, but this is one that I do really enjoy, and it's partly because I love the flavor of pumpkin. So this one to me is way better than the Cauldron cake. It's far less sweet because the pumpkin itself isn't naturally super duper sweet, and then the citrus isn't near as sweet as all that frosting on the Cauldron cake. It is still definitely a sweet treat. That is still really sugary sweet icing. The reason this one doesn't rank higher, it's not as iconic, it's not as well known in the stories, and it's not something like some of the other things on our list where I feel like are absolute must-tries when you're in the Wizarding World. So again, while this might not be the first thing I would tell you to grab out of the bakery case, those items are coming later. If you've been multiple times, or you're wanting to try multiple things, or you just love pumpkin, you might want to give this one a look. Next one on our list is actually the only real savory treat on our list. And the reason this one's included, again, we're not including things from the sit-down restaurants, just more the grab-and-go snack stands. But this is something you can get at the Three Broomsticks as well as the Hopping Pot here in Diagon Alley. The Hopping Pot is the walk-up stand here over in the corner near the stage where they will do the Tales of Beetle the Bard and Celestina Warbeck. It's where you can get a lot of the signature beverages in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. If there's one thing wizards love, it's signature drinks, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic, and we are going to get more into them, don't you worry. But you can also grab yourself a savory snack here for when you need something that's not quite so sugary. These are the beef pasties. So they come in a little set of 3. They're little 3 dough pockets full of beef. They're delicious. And then to wash them down, I did get one of the fruity drinks. This is my favorite of those. It's the tongue-tying lemon squash. It's got a whole half a lemon a whole lemon in there, just shoved in there. It's like the best country time lemonade you'll ever have. But throughout the Wizarding World, they've got all kinds of fruity, non-alcoholic drinks. They've got pumpkin juice, pumpkin fizz. They've got this lemon one. They have a peach one, an orange one, variety of teas. And those are really fun as well. So I wanted to show off one of those. It's kind of a combo deal for this number. It's like a little beef hot pocket, but better because it's all even temperature. They're perfectly flaky little crust, little warm beef onion mixture in there. You can get these, like I said, at Three Broomsticks. They come with a salad. They're more of a complete meal, whereas here it's just a little grab and go of 3. But they're perfect, easily shareable. Great if you need a little bit of substance while you're in the Wizarding World. Because if there's one thing I know about wizards, it's that they love sugar. Ooh, I love this lemon one. If you've been watching, you know I don't like super, super sweet things. So because it's lemon and clearly made with real lemon, it's more tart than it is sugary, super sweet. It's like the best county fair lemonade you'll ever have with that little pucker. Bonus pro tip, get these and then watch the show. Hey, guess what? I'm back in Honeydukes. Feels like I was just here. Back to the bakery case we go. So many tasty things in here. Can almost be hard to choose. And again, remember, we're not doing fudge or caramels or cupcakes, even though they're very cute. Like, look at this little chocolate frog cupcake, and there's cute apples as well. But since those are just like normal treats with Harry Potter outfits on, we're not including those. What we are including is this underrated little nugget right here, the ginger Newt cookie. Say hello to what might be the most underrated snack in the Wizarding World. This is the Ginger Newt cookie. Again, you can get this at the bakery cases, both Honeydukes and Sugar Plums. It does tend to sell out because they don't bring in very many, but look how cute he is. Yes, I'm back in my hidey hole. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I kind of forget. This one is so fabulous. It's a ginger cookie. It's nice and moist, and then it's got that like kind of hard frosting that's on those like iced oatmeal cookies. You know what I'm talking about? Strong ginger flavor, strong molassesy flavor. Definitely a sugary cookie treat. Like it's definitely a sweet, but it's nowhere near as sweet as some of the other stuff I was eating out of the bakery case. It tastes like an autumnal delight. Like it tastes like fall, which I always associate with Harry Potter because of the Halloween scene and everything. There's a whole Harry Potter Halloween video you can check out. And I will forever love Ginger Newts because it's what Professor McGonagall gives Harry. She should be yelling at him because he yelled at Professor Umbridge, but instead she gives him a cookie. Have a biscuit cocktail. That's this cookie. Underrated, delicious. For me, this is one of the best treats. This is probably my favorite thing out of the bakery case. Surprise, surprise. We're headed back to Honeydukes for our next snack. When you come to Honeydukes in the morning, it's not so crowded. Look at how glorious it looks. Now, one thing I want to point out is some of these delicious treats will sell out. They get delivered every day or every other day, and they have an allotted amount per day, so once it's gone, it's gone. And one of the ones that often sells out is the next one we're getting, which is the pumpkin pasty. Back in my secret spot again, but I'm going to give you a different background for this one. This is the top pick out of our bakery case. This is the famous pumpkin pasty. It's a nice pastry crust filled with pumpkin pie filling, essentially. This one also tends to sell out because it's very popular. I personally love the pumpkin pasty because I love pumpkin. It's definitely sweet because pumpkin's naturally sweet and it's, I'm sure, got added sugar in it, but it's not super sickly sweet like a lot of other things. It's less sweet than the pumpkin cake. It almost tastes like a fancy pumpkin Pop-Tart, but the crust is better than that. It's really buttery and delicious. You've got the cinnamon, you've got the nutmeg, you've got all those autumnal seasonings in with the pumpkin. But they talk about these a lot in the story. Harry's always getting pumpkin pasties from the trolley witch on the train, and enjoying pumpkin pasties. They mention it all the time, so I think that's part of the reason this one's so fun, because it's a little more iconic, a little more well-known throughout the stories. And if you are a pumpkin fan like I am, I enjoy trying a pumpkin pasty from Honeydukes and Sugar Plums. Making it to the metal platform, we have made it to the bronze number 3, and to get our treat, we are headed into the Hogshead. Now, this treat has several varieties, and you can get it several locations, including some of the other walk-up stands and both of the restaurants, but I think the Hogshead is the perfect place to get this treat. And if you haven't guessed by now, it's an adult treat, aka beer. I like getting the custom Harry Potter beers from the Hogshead because it just feels fun. It reminds me of the stories. Maybe in my mind, I'm out getting drinks with Professor McGonagall and Hagrid and Flitwick, and I just like to imagine that. So you can get, again, the custom beers. You can get them lots of different places. There are several different custom beers made for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter that you can't get anywhere else. There's the Hogshead brew that you can actually only get here inside the Hogshead. There's also the Dragon Scale and the Wizard's brew. Those you can get more places, but we're actually going to grab a secret menu drink here at the Hogshead. All right, here's our secret menu drink. It's called the Deathly Hallows colloquially, but for copyright issues, for some reason, they aren't allowed to call this drink the Deathly Hallows. So if you say that, they'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. What you have to order is a tri-layered beer with the Hogshead brew, Guinness, and Strongbow. Cheers. And to me, it's perfect. All 3 of the Wizarding World custom beers are a little bit darker, and by adding the Strongbow, it sweetens it up a little bit if you're not a darker beer fan. And then, of course, Guinness is dark, but again, adding that Strongbow balances it out. So then, when you get it all together, it's like a nice medium-bodied, very drinkable, delicious beer. I wouldn't order like 10 of these because it does take them a little bit of time to make it if there's a really long line. I always tip extra too if I ask for this, just because I know it's probably more annoying than just pouring one beer. But yeah, it's a really fun. You can feel like you're cool in on the secret, but again, you cannot say I want a Deathly Hallows because they won't know what that means. But if you know me, one of my favorite things to do in a theme park is drink beer that's custom made for that theme park, which is why, even though most people probably wouldn't consider beer a snack, it makes the list because I think if you are of age and you drink beer, you should try at least one of the specialty Harry Potter beers at some point. Coming in the silver spot, it's ice cream from Florean Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor, located only in Diagon Alley. And I know you're like, Molly, ice cream? That feels boring and generic. I thought you weren't including boring generic snacks. But no, this is better than pretty much any ice cream you're ever gonna have. Honestly, it's like this, salt straw, and the ice cream in France and Epcot. Best ice cream I've ever had. Can't decide between those. Florean Fortescue's is very popular and can get a very long line, so keep that in mind, especially on hot summer days. The line will often be wrapped around Diagon Alley, so you may want to come a little bit early. No one said you can't have ice cream for breakfast. And they're known for having a lot of unique flavors of both soft serve as well as scoopable ice cream. They've got butterbeer ice cream, which is absolutely phenomenal. They have a signature chocolate strawberry peanut butter sundae. They've got unique hard packed flavors like chocolate chili, clotted cream, Earl Grey, and lavender. They've got unique soft serve flavors like toffee, apple, strawberries, and cream orange marmalade. You really can't go wrong. Everything I've had here is amazing. And if you need help, just ask one of the friendly witches or wizards and they'll be able to guide you in the right direction. Got my ice cream cone. It only comes in one size if you get a cone or a cup, so you can get 2 flavors, or of course you can have a sundae. The top one is my all-time favorite flavor. It's strawberry peanut butter. It's the flavor that Harry gets in Prisoner of Azkaban when he lives in Diagon Alley for a few weeks, and Florean Fortescue loves Harry and keeps giving him strawberry peanut butter sundaes, so I like getting strawberry peanut butter, and they do have a strawberry peanut butter sundae that comes in a souvenir cup. And then for my second flavor, I'm trying the apple crumble. I like to try new flavors on that bottom one. I'm obsessed with the strawberry peanut butter. It reminds me of the peanut butter and jelly milkshake at 50s Prime Time at Hollywood Studios. But if you like peanut butter, it's delicious. Peanut butter is definitely the stronger flavor, but it doesn't taste artificially strawberry. Now I'm gonna try and get the apple crumble. Ooh, that tastes like apple pie if apple pie was ice cream. It's got a strong cinnamon flavor, a little bit of that apple. I know it's just ice cream, but it's magic ice cream. I love that they've got really unique flavors. The soft serve butterbeer flavor is also incredible. But if you haven't guessed it by now, we're getting butterbeer next, so I like to mix it up. As a pro tip when getting your butterbeer, you'll usually see a pretty long line at this cart right here, as well as the cart over closer to Hogwarts. You can get butterbeer at both of the restaurants, Leaky Cauldron and Three Broomsticks. Over in Diagon Alley, you can get butterbeer at the Hopping Pot and the Fountain of Fair Fortune as well. And those usually have shorter lines than the carts here, but usually the quickest place to get butterbeer on the Hogsmeade side is the Hogshead, which is the bar which we came to earlier to get the special menu drink. But inside the Hogshead, they do serve all the kinds of butterbeer, and it's usually got a shorter line than the carts. Which means, in the number 1 spot, the gold medal winner, butterbeer. Who's surprised? No one. Butterbeer is the quintessential, most iconic, must-have snack in the wizarding world of Harry Potter. You knew that was coming from the beginning of this video, but I don't even think anyone's mad because it's delicious. There are several kinds of butterbeer. This right here is the classic, the liquid, non-frozen version. There is a frozen version. That's probably the most popular one. There's also a hot version, which is now served all year long. You can get butterbeer soft serve, butterbeer clotted cream, butterbeer fudge, but you gotta consume some form of butterbeer while you're at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Oh, it's so good. My thing about not liking really sweet things goes out the window when it comes to butterbeer. As far as the drinks go, I actually prefer the hot. That's kind of a hot take. But it's hot right now, so I'm not drinking the hot. The hot used to only be available in the fall, winter times when it was actually a little cooler here and you could really pretend you were at Hogwarts, but it's available year round now, so drink it in July, live your truth. I also like the regular liquid more than the frozen, just because the frozen is sweeter and it gives me brain freeze, but like I said, I do think the frozen's the most popular, and really you can't go wrong. This one's also just slightly less sweet, and when I imagine the characters drinking butterbeer in the books, I imagine it being this version. Anyway, butterbeer is a must-have. I recommend one of the liquid or drinkable forms more than the other forms, but truly, you could eat like all 7 forms of butterbeer, and I don't think you'd be upset about it. You absolutely have to have it. It's caramely tasting, toffee tasting. The top tastes like a liquid vanilla cupcake. Even if you don't like sweet things, you at least have to get one for the gram and at least split it with a few people so you can try it. Well, friends, that's a wrap on the best and worst snacks here at Wizarding World of Harry Potter. What's your favorite? Let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. It's been magical. Now go watch Ranking Everything to Do in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Cheers!